This is a special call meeting, and we can only handle the item that we advertised this meeting for, which is the Zeugner Pool Replacement Authorization to Award Contract. And Mr. Fearley has come prepared. I see his papers. Are there board members that have questions for him?
I have one question.
Okay, get it in the microphone because you...
Okay, I will get it in the microphone. And this may be a Dr. Baldwin question, I'm not sure. Is it going to continue to be the Zeugner Pool? Has there been any discussion about changing the name?
Just had that question broached last week. I really have not had any input provided from the community, the swimming community. I think there are certainly some options in the future with this new facility. I don't have an answer for that yet.
I think it's something that we ought to consider in terms of sponsorships and so forth. I understand that we may need a scoreboard, and there may be other things that are not included in the budget that we may need to have some naming opportunities for.
That is absolutely.
I think
Agree
that's something we
100%.
should consider, and just seeing it on the agenda as continuing to be the Zeugner Pool, we may want to consider changing that.
Right, right. And that whole tennis complex, I think it still retained the Zeugner name, so I really do think this new specific, this aquatic type facility would really lend itself nicely to especially sponsorship or give the community an opportunity, the whole swimming community an opportunity to give us some input on that.
Okay, Tim's up at the microphone. Anybody else have a question?
I just wondered what the timeline was for completion now.
The scheduled contract completion is September 1st of next year.
Okay.
So that gives us a month to do odds and ends and get settled up before swim season starts.
Awesome.
Approximately October 1st.
Okay.
So when you say next year of 2018?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not here. He can't just whoosh right in here to have a comment. So the people will know Mr. Bright's on vacation. He's in the bright, sunshiny state of Florida. And so seeing no other questions, I would entertain a motion to approve.
That we approve this recommendation for the contract.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Cindy, since you're Miss Bright and early, why don't you read that motion just for record?
Will do. I move that we authorize the execution of the contract for construction of the Zeugner Pool Replacement Project to Curie Construction in the amount of $5,341,000, including base bid and alternates number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Will authorize the superintendent to execute the contract after receipt of acceptable bonds and insurance. We also authorize the execution of the application for lottery funding not to exceed $500,000.
So I have a motion and a second, and we've read the motion into the minutes. All those in favor?
Madam Chair, point of just clarification
sure.
for me. We're saying alternates 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When I look at the spreadsheet, I'm showing zeros on alternates 3 and 4. Does that mean that the alternates are included, or they just were not bid and are not included?
That would be a Mr. Fearley question.
We're accepting the alternates for that owner's preferred equipment. Typically, it's fire alarms or, there's various things. There's a zero upcharge.
Okay.
If we didn't accept the alternate, then they could substitute something.
For future reference, if there was an alternate and it was not accepted or they chose not to bid on it, how would that be communicated to us on the sheet? Just left blank? Would there be a zero? I guess
Contractor chooses not to bid on it. That could be a serious issue. May get thrown out. That would go to our attorney for consideration.
Okay, so the zero just reflects there is no upcharge
No
for
upcharge.
specifying Simplex over somebody else.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Just a general comment. Mr. Fairley, feel free to jump in, but we were pleasantly surprised regarding the bids that came back to us. As everyone recalls, the county allocated $6 million for this project. We put together, I think, a very strong representative team that it came in on several occasions, met at T.C. Robertson, and gave guidance to Mr. Fairley and the architect, the designer, and got some really, really good input, sort of had a wish list. And part of that wish list, when the basic plan was put together, allowed an extension because of the cost estimates. The seating was significantly reduced from what the original wish design was. And so with this particular, with the estimates coming in through the bidding, we're now able to add on an extension, which will, I think, greatly enhance the community's opportunity to access the number of competitive programs that would be able to access this facility, including UNC Asheville, certainly including the USA Swim program teams across the area, and will definitely be a very much of a quality competitive facility for our high schools. But again, we were very pleased with in this environment right now for us to have the type of figures that came in on these bids. So I applaud Mr. Fairley. He did a lot of work along with that team behind the scenes to advocate for this for Buncombe County.
All right, any other comments or questions? Well, shoot. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank goodness. It's been a long time coming, Mr. Fairley. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.